We have done a video of the size comparison of the movie Monsters of 2021 a couple of months back, but since then, the list has changed and there are quite a few new entries that have appeared in new movies and TV shows. And so here we are, showcasing you the 15 biggest movie monsters till date, with December just around the corner and no new monster movies on the calendar anymore. So this one will be the final of the year. At number 15 we have Carnage. Coming from the movie Venom, Let There Be Carnage, is a new symbiote that is an offspring of Venom himself and attached itself to the serial killer Cletus Cassidy. Carnage is red with hints of black and can form larger appendages and tentacles plus bigger and deadlier weapons from his constituent matter. Moreover, he can grow up to around 20 meters or 66 feet tall in the final scenes of the movie. 14. We have Diablos from the movie Monster Hunter. Diablos are large bipedal wyverns with powerful armor plating covering much of their body. Their most noteworthy feature is a pair of massive solid bull-like horns above their red eyes. Diablos also possess a pair of tusk-like fangs and a large spiny neck frill, and their tail ends with a heavy stubborn club that can be used to ward off attackers. They are around 30 meters long or 100 feet. At number 13 we have Starro. This monster is an entry from the DC Extended Universe's movie Suicide Squad 2. Starro the Conqueror, or simply Starro, was a gigantic starfish-like extraterrestrial being imprisoned and is the primary subject of Project Starfish. Starro actually lived a happy life floating in outer space, staring at the stars, planets and constellations. And it was captured by humans, and when it was freed it grew to a large size of around 100 feet tall and took out its anger on the Corto Maltese population. At number 12 we have the Great Protector. Next on the list we have a mystical dragon called the Great Protector from the movie Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. While her real name is Shenlong, which means God Dragon, she is still not as big as Dragon Ball's Shenron or Shenlong. She is around 100 feet long or 30 meters and is a serpentine white dragon with red markings and powers such as magic and water manipulation. Number 11. The Skullcrawler. Now we have the first entry from the MonsterVerse, which is the Skullcrawler, or otherwise known as Titanus Cranium Reptin, and it appeared briefly in the monster movie Godzilla vs. Kong earlier this year. It was captured and contained in a facility in Hong Kong and was only released to be slaughtered by Mechagodzilla. This Skullcrawler was bigger than the one seen in Skull Island at roughly 200 feet tall. At number 10 we have the Dweller in Darkness. Another entry from the movie Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings. The Dweller in Darkness was a leader of the Soul Eaters with the ability to absorb souls. Thousands of years ago, the Dweller and its army attempted to destroy a mystical land called Talo until it was imprisoned inside a mountain by the Great Protector Dragon. The Dweller in Darkness resembles a dragon if it was merged with a symbiote, and it is roughly 100 meters or 328 feet long. At number 9, Godzilla Singular Point. There were quite a few forms of this version of the G-Man in the series Godzilla Singular Point, and they are the aquatic form, which is Aquaticus, then next evolved form, which is Amphibia, then comes the dinosaur-like form called Terrestrius, and finally the ultimate form, Ultima, which is the biggest out of the four, with a height of 100 meters or 328 feet in the final moments of the last episode. At number 8 we have Kong. These next 3 entries are ones from the movie Godzilla vs. Kong, and on the number 8 spot is the 8th wonder of the world, King Kong. Kong has grown to 3 times the height as seen in the movie Skull Island of 2017. He now stands at 337 feet or 102 meters tall. At number 7 we have Godzilla. Next is none other than the G-Man himself from the same movie Godzilla vs. Kong. Here Godzilla retains the same height as in King of the Monsters, which is 120 meters or 393 feet tall, which is roughly 40 feet taller than the original MonsterVerse version of 2014, which was around 355 feet. At number 6 we have Mecha G. Then we have the robot version of Godzilla, and it is bigger than the Big G himself. Mechagodzilla has a rough skeletal design which is way different from the earlier Toho versions that are kinda shiny and well polished. This mecha monster is 460 feet tall or 140 meters and absolutely dominated the fight against Godzilla before Kong intervened. Number 5. Manda. Next comes a monster from Godzilla Singular Point called Manda, which was quite a famous kaiju back in the day in earlier incarnations of it in Toho movies. Manda here in the Godzilla Singular Point series is a long serpentine monster that swims in groups and are hunted by Godzilla aquaticus. They retain their long serpentine body, but their head appears to be closely resemble a goblin shark crossed with a pit viper instead of a traditional dragon. They are 210 meters long or roughly 688 feet. On the 4th spot we have Warbat. And this is the last entry from the MonsterVerse, and we have the Hollow Earth giant snake titan called Warbat, or earlier as Nozuki. These Warbats travel in pairs and are extremely long, around 3 times the height of Kong. They resemble cobras and have the ability of flying and gliding, and they constrict their enemies with their long bodies that are maybe around 300 meters or 1000 feet long. At number 3 we have the Sandworm. So coming from the movie Dune, this monster is the gigantic sandworm of the planet Arrakis. They create the spice melange, which is a highly valued resource of the universe of Dune, and wars are fought over it. These gigantic sandworms, are also known as the Shai Hulud, are found in the deserts, with big ones that can be as long as 450 meters or 1500 feet, but are rarely seen. Number 2, Alight. On the 2nd spot we have an entry from the MCU show called Loki, and this is a trans-dimensional creature which serves as the guardian of the void. Alight is capable of consuming all of the matter and energy from an entire timeline or universe and totally destroying it. It is seen as a creature of smoke and clouds which can extend its reach as to however far it may want to. At its biggest extent it was around 500 meters or 1650 feet long. And number 1, the Celestials. Then lastly we have the space gods of the movie Eternals. No one can exactly say how big these Celestials can be, but it seems that these space gods can alter their size as to their needs. The emerging Tiamat Celestial would have been hundreds of kilometers or miles tall, while Arishem the Judge was of planetary scale, and the others that were seen creating planets and stars would be in the cosmic scales. And so with that we come to the end of the video, so do hit that like button for support and click on that subscribe button as well to be a part of the MindQ family. And most of all, smash that bell icon for regular updates on new monster content right here on this channel. So till the next one, take care fam.